What's up, everybody? Sky High Gaming here. As you can see, I'm back with another unboxing. Today, I'm super excited to bring you an unboxing of some Ortega hard and soft tacos. Alright, bad joke. Anyways, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm super excited to be unboxing this console. I just purchased it not too long ago from eBay. I have not opened it or looked at it yet at all. So kind of like with, well, I mean, let's say my other videos. My other video, this is kind of like a journey you guys are gonna be going on with me. All these consoles I will be getting are gonna be obviously come from eBay. That's the only place I really get eBay. That's the only place eBay is the only place I really get any consoles or anything like that. Mainly because I don't really trust getting stuff from Amazon when they don't really post pictures like they do on eBay. I know eBay's got kind of a reputation going for it, but I like the fact that I can see the pictures and maybe get an idea of what I'm getting instead of just ordering it from Amazon with some stock pictures and hoping for the best. And I don't really frequent any other websites. eBay hasn't really done me too wrong. So again, this is just another saga, and the consoles that I'm buying from eBay, and we're crossing our fingers and hope that it came just like it's described and as the pictures show it is. So as you can already probably tell from the description, it is an Xbox, the original Xbox. And this one should be a little bit more complete than the PlayStation was. I haven't looked at the listing before recording the video, so I can't remember if it's going to have the wrapping around the Xbox. But I do generally try to go for that because I want it to be as close to pretty much being like it's being opened for the first time, like brand new. So that way it's kind of like a brand new unboxing I'm doing for the channel, but also because I do want it to be as close to as new as possible, kind of looking. So it looks, I guess it looks better for the video, but also as complete as possible because I just want to start collecting these consoles with the boxes as complete as possible. I do have plans to eventually, once I get a bigger space, to eventually put these boxes up on my wall. Kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I mean, I guess kind of like Spawnwave style, where he's got all his shit in the back of his, behind him, in his backdrop or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's still where he records from or whatever, but kind of like that. Or if I'm going to get kind of floating shelves and then just put them on the floating shelves, regardless, that's neither here nor there. That's the plan. And so along with collecting the consoles, I want to get them, and I probably explained this kind of in the last video, and I'm probably going to explain this in every other video. I want to get them as complete as possible, so not only does it look good when doing the unboxing, it feels like it's brand new for the unboxing, but also that way it's as complete as possible. So if I do keep some of these consoles in there, they're packaged pretty safely. I know that probably seems stupid, but it is what it is. So let's get started. I'm going to take this out of the box. I could have probably did this beforehand, but I literally just got it in today, so I was excited. I just cut it open to make sure it was in there, and then I didn't just get a box of tortillas. I think that's everything. All right, hold on 1 second. Let's toss this over there. All right. There it is, in all of its glory. Hold on. Bam. Obviously, still got the bubble wrap on it. I'm kind of pleased with the way the seller packaged it. He packaged it really good. I asked him to make sure to package it as well as possible. I can't be back right. I asked him to package it as well as possible because the main thing, like I just said, that I'm getting these for is pretty much the boxes. I want the boxes to look good, so that is one of the criteria that I'm looking at when I'm purchasing these damn things. I'm looking at the boxes excuse me, and I'm looking at how well the outer box is in condition, not just the console, but the outer box as well. Because I don't want to display a box that looks like it's been dropped down 3 flights of stairs, as well as played soccer with for about 2 hours. So I asked him, because if I'm not mistaken, the box was in pretty freaking good condition. I asked him to package it up as well as possible, because most eBay sellers are notorious for just throwing it in the box and throwing it out. So sometimes it does tend to occur damages that way, and that's just shipping anything through the mail, whether it be UPS, USPS, or FedEx. Some kind of damage is gonna have to happen to it. So I asked him to package it up as best as he could to kind of minimize any damages. There's a couple of extra things that came with it. I think these are just, he gave me some, I think there are other component cables in here. Wait, no, is it composite? Fuck, I always confuse these. I think they're the normal OEM composite cables inside, but he added some component cables, and I'm probably getting it fucking wrong. I don't know. I think there's some regular I think the OEM component cables are in there, and he included some composite cables right here. Or there might be both right here. And I think he said that this was, like, when he purchased this one, I guess it had some issues with one of the power cables. So this is literally like, I guess, a power cable that he got from Microsoft or something. I can't remember what it said in the description. I could look it up, but I'm not going to, because obviously I'm filming with my phone. I'm gonna move the phone to check. So this right here is just a power cable, and it is fucking gross. Oh, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. So I'm back. So obviously the first like 5-6 minutes of this video, the lighting's not gonna be the best. So I'm using the lighting off my phone, obviously. And they might actually be at 2 different frame rates. I didn't prepare the phone as best as I should have. Anyways, regardless, yeah, so this is apparently, yeah, the cable is gross. Nasty as fuck. All right, I'm gonna have to like alcohol swab that down or something. But I guess that is the power cable that he got from like Microsoft or whatever, because the original one he got with this was messed up or some shit like that. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember exactly what the listing said. But it has, I think it has another power cable in there if I'm not mistaken. But this is like an extra one from Microsoft because the one he had was faulty or some shit. And again, these are the composite cables. Yes, because I always confuse what the blue, green, red, and red ones are with the actual AV cables. I'm just gonna call the actual ones AV cables because I think that's not wrong, possibly. And if I'm making a fool of myself right now, I promise I do know what I'm talking about. I just confuse them. I'll just use the excuse that I'm dyslexic, even though I don't think I am. Anyways, these are component composite cables. Oh no, it's just oh fuck, I think this is composite. A component? It's the cables that do HD before there was HDMI. That's what this is. I'm not exactly sure why he included these. I think these were just a free add-on. He had them, so they were like a plus with the listing, which is cool. I think I already have a pair of these, if I'm not mistaken, but it is nice to have an extra pair because I don't know if I do actually have a pair now. I could have swore I did. I know I have a pair for the 360. I just hit the camera, that's great. I did have a pair for the 360, but I thought I had a pair for the original Xbox, but now I do. Regardless if I do or don't, here they are. And so let's get to the main cords. I'm gonna put this down. It's still kind of in frame, all right. I don't have my freaking desk knife with me, so this is gonna be a bitch. want to potentially ruin the box, so I want to try to do this as careful as possible. Oh man, you want to talk about a blast from the freaking past? All right. Now, I am not the oldest person in the world. I'm also not the youngest. So, I think, well, okay. Yep. Fucking flying moth, because there's my light. Fucking goddamn it. So, this is one of the consoles, how do I want to, this is one of the consoles I grew up with. Now, I grew up with a plethora of consoles. My father, although not being a very big gamer, seemed to always love games, and that's pretty much where my love of games started. My love of gaming started was through him pretty much. As for as long as I can remember, he's always had some kind of console or whatever. I wish I would have asked him when I still had the chance, but I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know what piqued his interest about games at that time, because not that he was old or anything like that, it's just I don't know. So he was born in 75 or 74. Fuck my life, I don't know shit. Okay, I'm seeing I think he was born in 75, either 75 or 74. Obviously the gaming crash of 83 happened, he was maybe 10. So maybe he had the Atari, maybe the NES somewhere on there, possibly the SNES. The first consoles, again, not old and I'm not young. So I grew up in a really weird period. Some of the first gaming memories I have are of the first PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. He had the original PlayStation with a bunch of games. I think he had a Resident Evil game. He had Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, excuse me, and a few other games. I can't remember them right now. But some of my earliest gaming memories of are Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, because he had those games. Now, I don't know if he got those games because he also enjoyed them, or if because those were more the kid-friendly games for me. I started playing games at a very, very young age. I couldn't have been more than like 3, a few years old. Some of my first memories that I can actually start remembering are of playing the PlayStation. I was born 95. I think the PlayStation came out that year. So I was only a few years old when I was playing the PlayStation. I mean, with nowadays kids, this is probably not too hard to believe, but I was playing games at possibly 3 years old, and I was playing Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Again, I don't really know what got him into gaming, if it had already been something that he had been doing for a while, if it was something for me, or if it was more for him. I wish I could have asked him while I had the chance. But I did grow up with that generation of gaming, which is, I want to say, the 5th generation. I do have fond memories of the 3rd and the 4th, but not because I grew up with them. I mean, I did, but not that I grew up in that era is what I'm trying to say, but because I experienced them through family who had the consoles, friends, and we also had a Super Nintendo for a little bit. I don't ever know what happened to it. So I have experience with the NES and the SNES, I should say, so the Super NES, whatever, however you want to say it. But it's not like I grew up during that era of gaming. I grew up during, what is it that I say, the 5th generation, going into the 6th generation. So some of the earliest gaming memories I have are of the PlayStation 2, of the Xbox, and of the GameCube. The GameCube is probably the first console I I say I, but it was actually me and my brothers, that I actually own. Because my dad purchased that for us as a gift. I don't remember, was it for Christmas? It had to have been for Christmas. I think we got that for Christmas, and it was for both me and my brother. So we didn't own an Xbox until later on in its life. I think it was almost the tail end of its life. I think it had a couple more years to go before the 360 came out. Before my dad actually jumped into the Xbox. Now, before that, I mean, I'm getting into the story. I have a lot of memories, early memories of the Xbox, because my cousins, they were always in a little bit higher of a, what can you say, social class than we were. So they had more money, and they definitely had, well, they had more expendable funds, and they had more things than we did. My dad worked hard his whole life to get us the things that we wanted. So we couldn't get everything we wanted when we wanted it, but we always seemed to have every console. Okay, I say I own, but it was vicariously through him, I guess you can say. We've owned every console pretty much. From the NES pretty much all the way up until the 6th generation, which is the generation I'm talking about, because stuff happened. I don't want to get into that. Stuff happened, and my dad was out of my life for the next majority of my life, which was pretty much my teenage years. So whenever he could, he got us what we wanted when he could. The earliest memories I have of the Xbox are at my cousin's house, because again, their parents had a little bit more expendable money than we did, so they always got what they wanted whenever the hell they wanted. They got an Xbox pretty much when it launched. They got Halo when it launched. Some of my earliest memories are playing Halo with them at their house. So I do have a love for Xbox. They didn't really own I mean, I'm trying to remember. From what I can remember, the Xbox was the main console that they had. They didn't have really anything else. When it came time, they would move into the 360. I think that's when everything started to happen, and the last time I seen them before stuff happened and I moved away for a little bit, I think my cousins already had a 360. It was because the 360 was coming out at that time. They got things when it launched, as soon as it launched. They were always early adopters. So I think the last time I'd seen them before I left for a little bit, they were already diving headfirst into the 360. So I have a lot of memories of this console at my cousin's house playing Halo. Played a lot of games. I can't list the games that they had, but Halo 1 and Halo 2 were some of the best memories I have with them. It was great. It was right in the middle of that whole craze. Halo was fucking one of the best things anybody had ever seen. It was such a great first-person shooter. Say what you want about the series now, but back then I couldn't think of anything else that was like above it when it came to an FPS. Eventually, my dad was able to, through either normal means, or I don't know if he bought from somebody who got it through shady means. Regardless, we were able to get an Xbox for not too expensive. We got one pretty much like this, where it came with a pack-in game. I don't remember if it came with the Clone Wars and Tetris Worlds. The only thing is, I don't think I'm getting those games with this. I think the seller said it wasn't including those. I can't remember exactly. It just came in. I ordered it like a week before that. I was just waiting for it excitingly. So I don't remember exactly what is all coming with it. I don't think it has the pack-in games. I mean, now if it does, it's going to be a really nice surprise, because I kind of hope it does. But I don't think it. I don't know if that was another listing I was looking at, or if I purchased this one, because I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember if the Xbox is going to have the wrapping around it. I usually try to go for those if I can. This one was a really good deal. The box itself is not in very terrible condition. But what I was going to say is we finally eventually got into an Xbox of our own. We had a PlayStation 2, we had a GameCube at that time, and we completed the collection by getting an Xbox. He eventually got an Xbox. Now, I can only remember, I can't remember all the games he got. We had a few games, but I remember 2 games very vividly. I don't know, well, one of them, I know exactly why. Because we weren't allowed to play it for the longest time. I think at one point when my stepmom did let us play it, it scared the absolute shit out of us. We literally played maybe not even, I'm like maybe the first half hour. Or I'll tell you what point we got to that scared the shit off of us. And we literally shut it off right after that. I never touched that game again until I got older. Because we were young at that point. I was maybe, I don't even think I was 10 yet. I was in maybe 4th grade. So I was obviously very young and impressionable. I'm gonna fix this. This looks off. All right. I was very young and impressionable. And so obviously kids scare easy. Big whoop. Sorry. My balls are small as a kid. So what? But the first game I have very vivid memories of, and it's one of the games I actually have on my list that I'm compiling with my list of games for every console that I'm actually getting, which is most consoles from the third, which is pretty much every console from the 3rd generation up until the current generation, which is the Xbox Series X, which I already own, and the PlayStation 5. And the first game was Ford versus Chevy. Now, that's a racing game where obviously it's Ford cars versus Chevy cars. I don't know if anybody knows what that fucking game is, but it's not a bad game. I mean, that might just be nostalgia glasses on saying that. It might not be a great racing game, but I fucking love that game because it had all the old Mustangs, all the old Camaros, and my dad was a very big car person. He had when I was young, and him and my original mom were going through problems. I don't know if they were split at that point or not. I was always with him. He had a muscle car. He had fuck me. I don't know if it was either an 85 through 90 Camaro. It was that boxy body style Camaro. It wasn't the 99, or maybe it was 88 through 95. I can't remember. It was the box body. It was like a, I can't remember what the name of it was called. It was a green. It was a dark green. Anyways, it was like an 8-cylinder. It had V8, some shit like that. I'm not good with cars, but he raced that car. He would take it to the strips, the drag strips, and he raced the shit out of that car. Now, most of the times I was with him. I mean, say what you want. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. But most of the times when he was racing that car, I was in the backseat in my car seat fucking cheering him on. But that's just because that's how close me and my dad were. I was never with my original mom. And I never wanted to be with my original mom. If my dad went anywhere, I needed to go with him, or I didn't want to be left behind. For no homo, lack of a better term, I was a daddy's boy. So because of that, me and him got really close. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, what I was going with that is I'm pretty sure that Camaro was in that Ford versus Chevy game. So it had all the old cars that I liked, and it even had trucks in it. You could race trucks in some farmland doing something. I think it was some stupid mission where you did something. I can't remember. Anyways, that's one of the games that I know we had that I have memories of. The second one, and I don't understand why he had it. He always seemed to have weird horror games. And I say weird, although none of them are weird, because Doom, he had Doom 3. It was fucking Doom 3. On the PlayStation, he had Resident Evil. On the PlayStation 2, he had Resident Evil 2. And he had the Resident Evil games that came out on PlayStation 2, yada, yada, yada. He seemed to have a fascination with survival horror games in general. And for some reason, he had Doom 3. Now, we were never allowed to play it, obviously, because it was rated M. And we were children. So you can understand why we weren't allowed to play it. But for one reason or another, I'm just moving it so you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can really read it, the flashes. For one reason or another, we were allowed to play it one day. I don't remember if my dad let us play it. Oh, nice. It does. Okay, this is going to be like brand. Okay, all right, I'm excited. All right. Anyways, for one reason or another, we were allowed to play it. I can't remember if it was my dad that let us play it. I can't remember if it was my stepmom that let us play it. I don't know if we were being annoying that day and she was like, fine, go ahead and do it, or whatever happened. I think whoever let us play, whether it be my dad or my stepmom, they knew what was going to happen. And I do not blame them. Oh, let's see. That is too zoomed in. I'm going back out. All right. Anyways, I'm pretty sure they knew what was going to happen and that it was going to scare the literal shit out of us. So we played the game, and we were actually through the beginning of we were able to hang in through the beginning of the game. Get past the part where the scientist dies, that gold skull comes out of the ground, kills the scientist. We got through the first dark part where you're running through the hallways, killing the first couple zombie things. We made it up until, I can't remember, I think it's the Pinky. I think that's what they call it in Doom. The remake of the Pinkies, which was that big dog, almost liquor type of looking thing. When it would bust through the wall and you had to fight that. We didn't even fight it. That thing came out, scared the shit out of us with the jump scare, bust through the window or the glass or whatever, and then you have to fight it from there. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. And you have to fight it from there. We didn't even fucking stick around to fight it. We fucking noped the fuck out of there so quickly. We literally, I was like, all right, I'm done. My brother was pretty much under the covers at that point. And mind you, this was during the fucking bright-ass day. It was not night. It was fucking sunshiny days. And we could not shut that console off quick enough. So I have a lot of fond memories of this thing. I love the Xbox. I love gaming in general. I love pretty much all the consoles. I have experience with pretty much every console I'll be unboxing on the channel. This is the only damage here, but a lot of the other ones were a lot more beat up. This one's, look at the back. It's pretty much good. The side, look at you, fucking pretty much fucking perfect. Top, I mean, it's got a little gunk right here. It's got this right here, which that's fucking normal at that time. It's got a little bit of damage right here. You can probably see. So yeah, I have a lot of love for this console. I have a lot of love for a lot of the consoles I'll be unpacking. The only ones I can say I don't, because I actually have absolutely zero I have absolutely zero experience with them, is the Sega line of consoles. The next console I will actually be getting here pretty soon is, oh shit, let me check something actually. Can I check this? Fuck. All right, whoops. All right, don't darken. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. There's a lot of cuts, pauses, and stops. All right, my bad. I was actually, anyways, like I was saying, what am I trying to say? The series of consoles that I have, like I was saying before, zero experience with, I think I already mentioned, was the Sega line of consoles. I think I fucking sniffed a Dreamcast one time. My cousin had a Dreamcast and he was playing Dead or Alive on it. I don't think I even touched, I think I looked at the console, looked at the controller, and that was like it. That was my only experience with any Sega console. I think it was the same with, I don't think I've even seen a Saturn in real life. I don't know if that's crooked. I'm gonna leave it because it looks good. Anyways, I think I sniffed a Genesis and the controller at one point. I think I touched the controller a little bit. I don't think I played a game on it. Maybe I played 5 minutes of it. I have like no experience with that line of game, like those line of game systems. No fucking experience with any of the Segas. I have very, very little experience with the NES and the SNES. And as is reflected by my list. So I have a list of not only the consoles, and that's why I stopped. There was a pause or a stop in the recording because I had to actually confirm the order of the next console I'm getting, which is actually a Dreamcast, and it is going to be pretty much. I'm excited for it. Not only have I never owned a Dreamcast, but it comes with an extra controller. I think the controller is a third-party controller or some shit. But it comes pretty much like this. It's gonna have the wrapping around the console. It's got all the original fucking paperwork in it, the manuals and shit like that. It's The box is not too beat up. It's a little beat up, of course. Obviously, these consoles are going on 20 plus years old. That console is 20 plus years old. This one is going on 20 plus years old. So obviously, the boxes aren't going to be fucking perfect. And to buy something brand new, unopened, for fucking thousands of dollars, where the box is still going to have some marks and bruises on it, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars. I'm excited for this Dreamcast because it looks like it's pretty much brand new. Fucking console's not yellowing at all. The controller's not yellowing. Everything supposedly works. And I only paid a little bit over maybe $200 for it. So I'm fucking super excited because that's obviously going to be the next video. Either that one, or actually when I'm done filming this one, I might film the 360. So just to go in a little bit more detail, I know this video is getting crazy long already, and I'm sorry. I'll make this quick before we start unboxing. Then we'll get into the unboxing. I promise. But again, the unboxing is literally going to be 3 minutes of the video. I just want to talk. I'm sorry. The next unboxing I'm probably going to do is a 360 that I bought from a local, I say local, but where I used to live I used to live in Southwest Florida. The local game shop I went to was like a fucking hour from me. And I think honestly, in that whole area of Southwest Florida, like that little area, that is like the only like retro game shop or gaming store, like locally owned, small business owned, and he sells a bunch of games. It was called 8-Bit Museum. It's fucking awesome. Like, that place is awesome. I went in there looking for a controller and a power brick. That's all I was looking for. This man did not sell parts by themselves, apparently. So what did I proceed to do? Even though I already have 3 different versions of the 360, I bought another one, complete in box, for $99. Came with a controller, came with a 20 gigabyte hard drive, white Pro model. I'll unbox it. I'll unbox it. I gotta look for the power brick and put it back in there. I gotta try to make it as complete as it was when I first had it. Again, it's fucking stupid. I was only looking for a controller, and I was looking for a power brick, and I was just looking for those to power my other white arcade or pro style, whatever. It was just the SKU models that were at that time what they were called. I don't know if anybody remembers that. The original Xbox 360, after the Red Ring of Death fiasco, it had a few altered models, a few altered, SKU models to help with any of those issues. So I had an arcade version of it. Yes, I did, because I wish I still had the box. I went on a rampage, I broke the fucking box and punched a hole in the box, so I ended up getting rid of it. So the original Xbox 360 white version that I have sitting behind me is an arcade SKU model. I then proceeded to buy a whole new Xbox for just the power brick and just the controller. Think of me what you will. I already know what I am. It is what it is. Regardless, the box that I now have, with the console still in there, because I didn't need the console. Did not need the console at all. I have an Elite, gray, black, whatever you want to call it, version. The only reason I don't use that one, because if it worked, it would be my favorite console. I've literally had that one since the Elite model dropped. Now, it wasn't mine. I didn't get it brand new, and it wasn't mine. I had an uncle who did terrible things. He went to jail or whatever. I then proceeded to get that console, and when he got out, he never got it back. So I've literally had that console going on 10 plus years. Almost, maybe not that long. Close though. It's pretty close. That console I've had since the Xbox 360 was relevant. So I'm actually pretty proud about that. That's one of the only consoles that I've had that I got during that time. Every other console I have is gotten after the fact. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say, but that's what I'm trying to say. That was my main console, was that great. Here, I'm just gonna bring it up. All right, because it's literally sitting right behind me. This one right here. I don't know if anybody remembers the Elite. All right, Xbox, you're gonna have to get out of the way for a second. The Elite gray model. I still have this one. This is the original Elites that came out. As you can tell, it's worn. fucking flap is hanging. Its mouth is shocked. It's fucking been around this long. It still technically works, but the disk drive does not. I don't know what it is. I've even tried to repair it myself. Now I don't know if between the arcade versions and the pro versions and the elite versions, if they have different types of disk drives. Somebody can correct me. I'm going off on a tangent, whatever. Somebody can correct me, all 20-something of you that watch this. Anyways, I very appreciate everybody who watches these videos, by the way. I'm going to keep doing these, so I do hope, if this is a new viewer that is watching this, I do hope you enjoy. Like and subscribe. And I probably should have asked this in the beginning of the video, but my view times aren't more than a minute, so I wanna ask everybody what it is I can do to keep interest in the video more. I don't know if it's more interesting stories I have to come up with or what. It's probably just because I'm very small. Obviously, I'm so small. I'm non-existent is what I'm trying to say. So I don't have a following that's willing to watch the videos for very long. Anyways, regardless, this is the original Elite. I've tried replacing, and I don't know if this is the original disk drive. I just stuck it back in there because it wasn't working or what. I've tried replacing the disk drive myself. I've cracked this thing open 5 times. I've put 2 different other disk drives in it. I put the other one that I have, I think, no. So I had another of the Xbox 360s. I actually had an Xbox 360 that suffered from the red ring. They also had this kind of metallic looking disk drive. The arcade model I have, you can tell it's an arcade model because I'll just fucking bring that one out here too. The arcade model had this kind of matte white, obviously to go with the arcade style of, to fit the body. While the original, the Pro, I think I have to bring out the Pro. You'll see it when I unbox it. They all had this metallic. So I didn't put this one on here, obviously, as you can tell. I had another, okay, I'm going to take this one back. I had another Xbox 360. Shocking. I have a shitload of these things at this point. I had another 360 that had the red ring of death. It was one of the early models. I don't remember how I got that one. I don't know if I got that one from a friend or something. It ended up suffering from the red ring of death because it was an early model. And I made it even worse because back then I looked up how to make it. Because, okay, when it was the only Xbox that I had, Fallout New Vegas had just came out. And I was desperate to play it. New Vegas was brand new. I played through Fallout 3. I fucking loved Fallout 3. And to this day, it's probably my favorite Fallout. Fucking suck it, New Vegas stands. It's whatever. They're all great games. I fucking love New Vegas too. It doesn't mean shit. Fallout 3 is my favorite because at the time it was the first Fallout I ever played. It caught my attention unlike any other game. And while Fallout New Vegas is fucking fantastic, of course, in its own right, Fallout 3 is just my favorite. It's what it is, okay? It is what it is. So I put that disk drive in here, and for some reason, it did not fix the issue. Now, I don't know if there was a change in disk drives between the original Xbox 360 models that had the red ring of death and these updated models where they tried to fix that. It just didn't work out. So I don't know if I have to go on eBay and I have to try to order an Xbox Elite disk drive because to me, in my mind, it was all the same. Same body, same look, same fucking metallic. To me, I assumed, maybe foolishly, that it was the same disk drive. I thought, okay, I'll just pop it out of the original Xbox 360 that was released that had the red ring of death issues, and I'll stick it in my Elite. Since then, I've gotten rid of that. I don't know if that had the original Elite disk drive or if I put the original Elite disk drive back in here, but I've gotten rid of that thing. I actually don't know where it's at. I think I trashed it because I didn't need it. At that point, I would have had 4 different models. One of them didn't work. I don't have enough shelf room for 4 different Xboxes when I'm trying to also get this Xbox. I need to get an Xbox One. I'm getting a Sega. I just ordered a Sega Dreamcast. I don't even have enough shelf space right now where I'm at to keep these things. They're all probably going to stay in their boxes up in my closet. I have a shelf at the top of my closet that they're currently all at. My PlayStation is actually on the entertainment system. It was plugged in for a little bit to test it. By the way, fucking worked. Great. I put my Resident Evil 3 Nemesis in there, booted up, and I played a few seconds of it. Fucking great. So it works. I know I was wondering if it worked. All right, this video is starting to get way too fucking long. So it works. Anyways, most of these are probably going to end up sitting in the closet for now anyways until I go to play them. But yeah, I tried to repair the 360 with that Xbox 360 Elite with an original Xbox, the fucking original SKU model, the one that came out that had the main issues is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what to call that model. The fucking original 360. And it didn't fix the issue. I don't know if the issue is deeper with the casing or what it may be with just that Elite, but that Elite I've had since I was a kid, and I'm kind of proud that I've had it for that long. All right, now we're done bullshitting. Getting into the unboxing. Okay, yeah. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna scoot this off to the side real quick. We'll take these out. All right, we'll take all this out because we're gonna look at this first before we get to the console. All right. Okay, yep, so this is I don't know if this is the original power cord or if that was the original power cord, and this is the one they sent him to replace it. This is the power cord. Pretty much the same. I'm glad to see. It is not as dirty as the other one. And like I said, I'm going to call them the AV cables because I don't know if these are fucking composite component AV. It's the composite component. You know what I mean? The red, yellow, and white one. The AV cables. These are the original AV cables, as you can see. And then this, I'm super happy with this. Everything is still pretty much... This is like opening that Xbox that I told you about in the beginning that my dad purchased, and we opened it for the first time. This is pretty much like that. Like, seeing this is crazy. Like, this is insane. Like, it still has the original wrapping. Now, obviously, this is the Xbox S controller, I think is what they called them, which is what I always assumed that the S stood for, was the small version. Because when the first line of Xbox is released, they released with a ginormous fucking controller that has now been dubbed the Duke controller. Now, I mean, I don't have the biggest fucking hands in the world, but I do have plans to get a Duke controller. I do want a Duke controller. I want to get a couple more of these. I do have another original OEM, I guess I should say, another OEM Xbox controller because I did purchase an Xbox before. It wasn't in box. It was just a refurbished Xbox that I purchased, and then I ended up selling it. Fucking loser status, am I right? Anyways, I sold it because I was down on my luck and I was trying to get something that I then proceeded to sell that. It's an endless cycle of selling and rebuying in my life. I fucking hate it. Sometimes I'm able to show shelf control over a good period of time and then it just fucking breaks. It just fucking like a flood dam just breaks open and I'm fucking back to selling everything. The good thing is I've learned my lesson now, and nothing that I open, because this was a couple years ago, and I was pretty much, I don't give a fuck, because I'm in a much better place now. I was pretty much homeless. Jesus Christ, this video is going to be long as fuck. I was pretty much homeless. I'm probably talking to myself at this point because nobody's going to watch this long of an unboxing video. This is getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. I was pretty much homeless, so I sold a lot of my collection that I had, which was... I kick myself every day for it because at that point, my gaming collection for the original Xbox, for the PlayStation 2, for the GameCube, even for the Nintendo 64, although I don't think I sold any of my Nintendo 64 games. I think my fucking ex just kept them, some of them at least. And I never got my Nintendo 64 back from her either. So, regardless, I had a pretty good headway of the collection that I'm currently underway of now. I was underway at that time too, but not as gung-ho, not as determined as I am right now. And I ended up selling that Xbox, one of the GameCubes I had, and a lot of games to that 8-Bit Museum local game store that I was telling you guys about. It's not a proud moment of my life, and I regret it even to this day, a couple of years later. I regret that I did any of that. It really sucks because it set me back a lot. It gave me money that I guess I needed at the time, but it was not really that I needed because I ended up just wasting it on something else. So I regret doing that. So it set me back in my game collection. But it's all right. Things can be repurchased. So yep, this is the controller. It's in really good condition, actually. I'm not gonna lie. It just needs to be cleaned up. This is actually in really good fucking condition. I think the other one I had, I think it was in alright condition, but I think the analog sticks were a little bit more beat up. I'm not gonna go digging around for it now, but the analog sticks feel really good. Everything feels real, like I think he might have said that this was barely used. This feels really good. This controller, I'm in love with it. It looks really good. It looks like it fucking, other than the fucking dust on it, it's kind of like I'm opening a fucking brand new Xbox, even though obviously it's not. It's been used. I'm gonna stick this back in this box. Now I don't remember if this is the original bag that they would put their shit in. Something tells me it's not because this bag is fucking humongous, but regardless, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because, I mean, it's in a bag and it's like, I mean, again, I don't remember what the original bag that the controllers and shit were in, but I'm fine with it. All right. Now the piece de resistance, I don't even know if I said that right. You can see it in there. What a beauty. She's wrapped up in everything. This is fucking phenomenal. All right. And it comes with some of the paperwork. This is great. This is fucking great right here. This is exactly, I know the PlayStation 1, excuse me, sorry. I know the PlayStation 1 wasn't nearly this complete. But I think for the PlayStation 1, I was more forgiving on that one just because I was ready to have a PlayStation 1. And I guess with that one, I was more like, all right, I just want the box so that way I can display it. And at that time, I paid just barely over $100 for that PlayStation. I paid next to nothing for that PlayStation. It was very fucking cheap. And the box, out of the price range that I was looking at that time, which was only over $100, is what I had to spend. And I was so ready to just start my collection, technically. That box was in pretty fucking good condition. And to get something with a box that good, with the PlayStation wrapped and everything like that, it was like another extra $100, and I wasn't trying to wait that long. I was ready to get the PlayStation, or get the collection started. So this is the paperwork. I don't want to take it out. There's not really a reason to take it out. But as you can see, that's the start guide. Put this off to the side. I have no fucking room on my desk, so don't judge me too much. All right. I'm going to take this out of the box and move the box out of frame. I want to be careful with everything because I do not want anything to get ruined. I think the funny thing that he said with the styrofoam with this, and I'll show it off. Let me go ahead and put this part down this way. So obviously it comes with the styrofoam. It comes with the original packaging bag and everything. But the funny thing I think he said with the styrofoam is one of these styrofoams, I think he said broke. And he, unless I was looking at a different, if I'm not mistaken, one of these kind of broke, and I think he said he super glued it back. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, right here. So you can't see it much on the outside. If you look on the inside right there, it broke. And I don't know if that part broke off. I think it was this a different seller? Maybe not. Maybe this was a different listing I was looking at. I could have swore he had said one of these broke off or broke in half, and he literally super glued it back together. Maybe that was a different listing. I think this might be what he's talking about. If it's still the same listing, I'm not exactly sure. No, I don't think so. Maybe it was a different listing. I could have swore the one I purchased said that the styrofoam broke, and which I mean, I would actually appreciate the sentiment because again, I want them as complete as possible. So, all right, we're gonna wrap up this video here in a couple of seconds. I just want to show this off. This thing is in pretty fucking good condition, dude. Like, I mean, there might be a couple scratches here and there on this thing, but I can't see them right now. This is obviously cured some scratches. I think you can kind of, yeah, see those. But this is glossy, so it's a fingerprint magnet, and it's fucking prone to scratching pretty easily. Now, the manufacturing date on this one is 030920. Okay, so this might be. Now, this is not for sure. I don't know where my sticky note is saying all this information. I thought I put it somewhere over here. I have a sticky note saying that, obviously, if anybody's watching this who knows anything about Xboxes, the original, they know that there's a big modding scene for these. Now, I know certain versions were released at certain points, and I think it's version 1.6. The version 1.6 of these consoles were released in between 04 and 05. Those are apparently not very, what should I say, not mod friendly. There we go. That's a better word. They're not very mod friendly. So they're kind of a bitch to mod apparently. And these things also have a thing where a capacitor, battery, or whatever it is. I'm not very technical with the electronics just yet. I'm going to get better with it because all my consoles will be repaired by me. I will get parts to repair them. And apparently, and I did not know this, and I'm eager to get it done with this right away because I spent a lot of money on this. There is a capacitor battery or something like that. They use this fucking ginormous ass battery in there. And apparently acid leaks from it and it can destroy the motherboard. Now I want to catch it before it destroys the motherboard too bad because apparently there can be some leakage and the Xbox will still work if you catch it early enough. But I'm eager to check this one as soon as possible. And I think between version 1 or 0.1 or what the fuck ever, I can be corrected to like 1.5 or whatever. I know that is a version. So like I think it's version 1.0 to like 1.5. They're very mod friendly. They're easy to take apart or whatever, and it's easy to take the capacitor off and then or the battery, the battery that controls the inner clock, which I don't give a damn about. I just want my Xbox to continue to working for the next however long. For the rest of my life, honestly. I want all my games and all of these consoles to last me the rest of my life because I want to eventually, this is going to sound weird, I have plans to when I eventually retire, even though I obviously will be playing these things beforehand, I want to, when I retire, still have, even as an old fucking decrepit man, I want to have my gaming room and I want to be able to go back and relive my nostalgia with all my consoles. So that's the plan, to hold on to these things for years and years to come. And continue to play them even into my middle ages, even though that is becoming more and more of a reality. I'm getting closer to that every day. I'm not yet 30, but I'm on a I'm very scarily close to 30. And that's scary, to me at least. I guess I could still be considered young, but once I start creeping up to 40, then I'm gonna wanna fucking shoot myself. Anyways, regardless, so that's pretty much been the unboxing of this Xbox. The original Xbox. I appreciate anybody who watched this long ass video. I can't do nothing about it. The stories I didn't expect to talk as much as I did. I usually don't talk too much in these videos, but I let out a long rambling discussion about these videos. Look forward to the next one. It's probably going to be the 360. I'm probably going to go ahead and grab that, complete that, and then unbox that. So that way that one's in the pipeline, ready to be edited and ready to be thrown out. This one will be put together because I had to stop it a couple times. It will be put together. I'm not going to edit these very much. So it's going to be all raw. Just fuck it. We're going to do it live is the kind of mentality. So I'm going to put these 3 videos that I have. I think it's like 3 separate videos. I had to stop it a couple times. 2 times to put it in the right frame rate, in the right HD, like in 4K. And to turn my fucking light on so it wasn't too dark. So I'm going to put these videos together. The other one was like 5 minutes. This one's 25 minutes. The one before this was 22 minutes. So this is going to be like a fucking 40-something. This video is almost going to be an hour. I am so sorry. My hope is that you guys watched it, enjoyed some of the stories, enjoyed the unboxing. And continue to come with me on this journey. I'm going to be unboxing a lot. I've looked up the NES, SNES, all the consoles from the 3rd to now. Every console I get will either be, the newer ones will obviously brand new. I have an unboxing video on my phone of the Xbox Series X. It's not like this. It's not professional in any means. It's kind of me sitting next to my Xbox and just opening it. I'm gonna have to put it on my computer put it in some kind of software and do a voiceover of it. It's just what it is, because at that time when I bought it, I did not have a setup like I do now. Not that this is the greatest setup, but I did not have the setup like I do right now, where I have a desk and where I can just unbox it and stuff like that. Yep, I got Switch games in the back, and those are GameCube. Anyways, it's decoration. I appreciate anybody who watched this long fucking video of an unboxing of just the Xbox. I hope you enjoyed some of the stories. If you have any reminiscent story about the Xboxes, please just fucking type a whole novel in the comments. I will read it. You listen to my stories, it's only right I listen to anybody else's story. So please, if you have any stories or any memories of the Xbox, or even your first console in general, please leave them in the comment. Please please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do appreciate if you watch the video this long. This is going to be like an hour-long video, because I'm still going. I'm still talking. I'm fucking still going at this point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, if you fucking watched it to this point, I'm about to end the video now. I promise. If you watched the video to this point, I love you. Please talk to me in the comments. Let me know a story that you have of whatever console it may be, whether it be the Xbox or your first console. Leave it in the comments, please. And if you watch this, thank you so much. I love you. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.